Well, Director of Labor John Pinder, who has been at the center of negotiations with the nurses union to avert a strike over their claims that the proposed shift system is unfair and unjust, is joining us live in studio tonight. Good evening, Mr. Pinder.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here.
First of all, Mr. Pinder, what can you tell us about those talks with the Bahamas Nurses Union?
Well, like the minister indicated, last Friday we had a meeting, and for the most part, their concern was whether or not the supplementary agreement that was signed by their former president, was it binding on them? After we done our research, we discovered that it was not registered. As a result, it was not binding. Their second concern was that they wanted to be a part of fashioning a new shift system, new roster for nurses, and we certainly do agree that they should be involved. We don't want the union to feel as though the PHA is unilaterally amending their agreement. And thirdly, they want this December target date to be removed from the table. So we have certainly communicated to the powers that be their concerns. I've summoned them to my office again on Friday at 11 a.m. so that we can continue discussions. And for the most part, I believe that those discussions should be moving along favorably.
Can you say whether or not the nurses will be satisfied in order for them not to probably conduct another protest?
But based on our meeting on Friday, the nurses president and her executive indicated that once they're involved in fashioning a new shift system, they're all in favor of a new system. They want to ensure that they get sufficient rest after each, the end of each shift system. The president one speaks to 4 on and 4 off. PHA wishes to bring nurses in line with the Employment Act, which speaks to 8 hours a day work and 40 hours a week, which means they'll have to put them on 5 8-hour shifts. And so they are negotiating a new roster to cause that to be enacted.
Well, with all the labor discussed in this proposal, can you say if any financials were discussed, any funds discussed?
But actually, the PHA is of the view that because of the way they are presently rostered, it is costing them a lot of funds and overtime. This should be able to cause them to save some funds, the PHA, to cause facilities to have more cutting-edge technology, better machines, and for the most part, the environment should be enhanced as a result of them being able to save some funds from the overtime.
Thank you so much, Director of Labor John Pinder, providing us an update on talks with the Bahamas Nurses Union. Thanks again for joining us live on the Bahamas Tonight.
My pleasure.